Hello and good morning. It is Friday. Welcome to the Neal Larson Show. The number, if you'd like to reach the program, is 208-542-1079. And it is, like I said, Friday. A little bit later, we're going to open up the lines. It'll be an open line Friday. I'd love to hear from you. Also, we might prime the pump because I think within our audience, we have a good substantial number of BYU Cougar fans. And I think we also have a good substantial number of Utah Ute fans. And even though this is politics and news-oriented and culture-oriented, there are moments, because I'm seeing a lot of this on social media, it just makes me curious. And it's a different blue versus red. This is sports, blue versus red. And I'm curious which way the needle tips among the Neal Larson Show audience. So we'll probably do a little bit of a flash poll to see who you're rooting for. They call it the Holy War. And then tomorrow night they'll, face off. This time this is what I don't understand. Some of you sports geeks out there, tell me. I was looking up the time for the kickoff. BYU is ranked higher. The game is in Provo, but they're giving Utah a 60% chance to win the game. And I'm curious why that is. I don't know what algorithm they use, but apparently maybe the history, the record between the two teams might matter. I'm not really sure. So anyway, we'll do that a little bit later on the show. We have lots and lots and lots of politics that are happening. Mayoral debate last night, and it was with Jeff Alldridge, and we also had Lisa Burtenshaw and Christian Ashcraft. I believe that's the name. And I don't know if there were too many big fireworks. Like I did not listen to it, but I did do a review of the debate, the transcript and the quick audio of the debate. And very common themes. You had a discussion about housing. There was also a discussion about metering water. And so, again, what I find fascinating about this particular mayoral debate, I feel like this is kind of how I view it. And we haven't had Christian on. We've reached out and a couple of times, and for whatever reason, we're not able to get him on. But we have Lisa and Jeff, who I think are the two more viable candidates, if I'm going to be very, blatantly honest here. Just based on the level of campaigning and the organization and what I've been witnessing. And a lot of times in politics, what you see is a passing of the baton, a bestowal. We see one incumbent who is stepping aside, and they a lot of times will hand their machinery to a preferred candidate. And in this case, that's clearly happening, though I think there are some contrasts. But I think Mayor Casper is lending her political machinery to Lisa Burtenshaw, who's on the city council, and increasing the chances for her election. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's not a criticism. It's just political analysis. You look at it. Lisa's getting a lot of the same endorsements. She's, the campaigns in many ways look the same. I think stylistically should be a little different, Mayor. I don't think we would see a massive departure from what we've seen so far out of Idaho Falls. And when you look at that and you think the incumbent as kingmaker model here, or in this case, queenmaker, I think that typically is, a pretty politically reliable model. And if I were to put a percentage on it, I think chances are probably a little bit better for Lisa Burtenshaw to win this race than Jeff Alldridge. However, I will say I have been impressed by the energy that Jeff has brought to the campaign, previously unknown. I mean, Lisa Burtenshaw's name is very... a lot of people know who she is. The Burtenshaw name itself is a very generational name here, which is beneficial in politics. And so you look at that and you're like, okay, if you look at something, if you have a generational name or a well-known name, you inherit the incumbent's political machinery, and you're already holding an office, and there's not significant controversy. That's just a situation that's probably going to be nearly impossible to overcome. And that's just the reality of it. It's just politics as it is. However, are there exceptions to that? There can be. And that's why I think Jeff has been very, very focused, disciplined, and has just been steady in his campaign. And again, I don't know what his chances are, but I just want to say I've been impressed by how crisp his messaging has become. Here's just a contrast here. They did talk about metering water. And I kind of dread the idea of metered water, and I'll tell you why. I have a corner lot that's almost a third of an acre. Like, it's just a big lot. I have a lot of lawn. So, yeah, I use a lot. And I'm going to get snarky texts coming in. Well, yeah, you use a lot of water. You ought to pay for the water. Okay, I get that. I understand that. You're right. But when you buy the house and and I'm not irresponsible with how I water, but we have a lot of lawn. So I look at that, and I have a vested economic interest in making sure we have unmetered water. So that's an interest very personal to me, and I will own the fact that it is personal to me. So, and furthermore, when I look at the whole situation with water, this is a little statistic many of you may not understand. If you were to guess how much water is used residentially in the overall scheme of human water consumption, meaning it's being pumped and transported for human use, what percentage do you think residential water is? Showers, washing, even lawn irrigation use. It is lower single digits. The vast majority of water use in Idaho is agricultural. It's 90+%. So they look at that and they're like, well, we need metered water. We got to watch how much water consumption. If you could find a way to magically have zero residential consumption, you would make about a 1 or 2 or 3% dent in the problem. So I look at this and I'm like, they don't tell you that. And furthermore, we could maintain the water rights as we have. The problem is, like so many other issues, the federal government gets involved and they create incentives for cities to shift over to metered water. Because largely, the environmental movement has infused itself into our federal policy. So they do incentivize this. And I'm not against conservation. I don't want to use water irresponsibly. And I do think the high water users, you take a look at that. So this is why I'm going on about this water thing. Because in the end, I think we're probably going to end up with metered water because a lot of cities are moving that direction. Here's what Lisa Burtenshaw said about it. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, sorry. Here we go.
Water for residential housing in Idaho Falls. And do you have any other ideas for water conservation policies?
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, it's Brad from Now 105.1 and QP99. I'm in the studio here. I love our studios, by the way. Ranger Rick back there. There's Neal and Julie doing their thing. Hey, when you want to advertise on the radio, what do? You call the radio station, right? But what do you do when you want to advertise on Facebook and Instagram and Hulu and Disney Plus and Peacock and the other TV streaming services? You can kind of click around on them and make guesses or read books or take courses online on how to do that advertising. Or you could call us at the radio station. At Sandhill Media, we take care of your local radio and digital marketing. So reach out to us at sandhillmediagroup.com and we'll make sure that your message gets heard and seen wherever your customers are.
Great question. The City of Idaho Falls does have a plan for metering water, but it's going to be years in the future. It's a 20-year plan, because what it will take for us to tear up the streets and put in the meters into the meter pits is just exorbitant for the City of Idaho Falls. We're the largest municipality that doesn't meter water. I absolutely think that water conservation policies are very important. I think, for example, the city itself has recently converted Pinecrest Golf Course and Sunnyside and Community Park to use our irrigation out of the canals. I think that, and we're requiring new development to bring on pressurized systems into their housing for irrigation. So I do think that there's lots of creative ideas. I think those are creative ideas. I think that we need to be able to maybe look at which areas are using the most water within the city. I think we could look at lot size. Everybody right now pays the same water rate. I think that we can look at lot size and say, oh, if you have this kind of a lot size, then this would be the charge for water, because it is a natural resource, and we really do have to protect it in Idaho Falls as well as the surrounding community.
Okay, so that is her answer. This is Jeff Alldridge.
I'm not in support of metering water, especially for residential. Now, commercial is definitely different. The amount of infrastructure that I have to go in to do that, I don't think would justify it for a good while. I do like the idea of fixed lot sizes and figuring out what's the appropriate amount based on how much land watering irrigation you're doing. That makes a lot of sense to me. And we need to make sure as we're moving forward that surface water is for irrigation. The East Snake River Plain Aquifer, that is our drinking water. And I know they're doing those recharge stations, and they're making efforts to do that. But really, this is a water management problem, and it's really difficult because it's much bigger than just the city. It's this whole southeast Idaho. But I think that's one of the beautiful benefits of living in Idaho Falls, is not having the metered water. And if we can find ways to still preserve that makes sense for preservation. And we can do things even like new infrastructure requiring that surface water is used for irrigation while we're preserving well water for potable water inside the home. So that's what I'd rather do than metering your water.
Okay, so that, and by the way, this was from the Compass Academy City/City Club debate last night that was streamed on East Idaho News. So I want to give credit to all the players in all of this. So, yeah, one issue, it was more, it wasn't really a strenuous debate. It was more just a forum and a discussion. And so if you were looking for red meat, you probably aren't going to get much of that from last night. But I do think you could get a lot of information as well. So there's that. And then we have, well, you know what? Let's just take a break. It's 8:20 now on News Talk 107.9. We have speaking of debates, there was one last night in Virginia. It's that, is it the lieutenant? I can't keep track of it all. Lieutenant Governor or AG. And this is the Jay Jones debate, the guy that wanted his political opponent and children dead. And he's trying to climb out of a hole there. Jason Miyares would not let him. And so we'll get to some of that audio coming up as well on this Friday morning on News Talk 107.9. We'll be back. 8:25 now on News Talk 107.9, 10 minutes away from our Studio 4 cover. Owen Effens will be joining us in mere minutes and bringing his guitar. So we look forward to his performance this morning. Back in studio, Julie Mason here. I will acknowledge my interest in not having metered water probably exceeds that of the average listener.
Possibly.
I will say that.
This is a hard one. I will actually take the stance of the city for a second, not because I necessarily believe in it.
Yeah.
But if we're just going to be genuine and authentic here.
Yeah.
We have argued before that social programs are sometimes disabling to a person.
Yeah.
Because they get used to having something. And then when you go to take it away, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Now, the city could argue that's what's happening here with water.
Yeah.
We're one of the few municipalities that still let you just use water willy-nilly.
Right. Sure.
And so they're asking you to be more disciplined. Now, I'm going to get plenty of pushback in the text line about that. But no, This is a natural resource and we have plenty of it. And I should be able to use it because I pay for my utilities and blah, blah, blah. You can have anger about it, whatever. If I was just going to argue the other side, I believe that's what the city would say. And we have used that argument here. So it's only fair that we're genuine that way. I'm not sure you're the only one who feels this way, though. I bet there's more in your camp than you think.
I think there are. I mean, if they structure it correctly, it's probably okay. Because I am a believer in conservation. But here's what I also know. If you'll water at night during the cooler hours, the water loss to evaporation is significantly less. So you're putting water, it's actually going back down into the ground. Some of it is helping to get back into the aquifer. Certainly not all of it. And this is where I'd love to have a water expert in to tell us, okay, if you were to look at a city the size of Idaho Falls or Pocatello, and if people watered at night and watered enough to keep their lawns nice, lush, and green, how much of that water that they're putting on their lawn makes it back down into the aquifer, which you are conserving water when you do that. And so I don't know if you should be charged for the whole amount if you're operating in a way that helps to put it back in the aquifer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so there's that issue. Also, there are multiple things you can do. Don't keep your grass at 1 inch or 1.5 inches. If you'll keep your grass, remember talking with experts about this, at about 3 inches, you'll have more cover, so your soil actually will stay moist. I know you hate that word, but it'll stay. It'll hold moisture for longer if you'll keep your grass longer. It doesn't look quite as nice and crisp and
tidy.
Yes, but it's still a beautiful lawn, and it's still fine. So that can help too. But I'm sort of addressing my own issue because if I water at night, I can water less. If I keep my grass a little longer, I can water less, and that will reduce my bill.
You won't have as much pain.
I recognize that too. But with the amount of lawn I have,
it's a lot.
I don't want to pay $400 plus a month for water.
I think you would be surprised at how many people feel the same as you. And I think that you'll also get a lot of people who would complain about this because they may live in an older home that doesn't have a sprinkler system installed, and so you're dragging a hose around.
Yeah. And
that's a lot harder to regulate.
Yeah.
Like easier to forget that you turned the water on the side yard.
That's true.
Yeah. So that's probably going to be an issue for some people. I was a little busy. I was greeting our guest while you were doing your monologue. So you might have already made this point. I apologize. But when we had Mayor Rebecca Casper in, there was no question when we asked her this. She said, we will have metered water.
Yeah.
It's a done deal.
It's already done. It's like moving forward. It's done. Part of the problem is the federal government has incentivized municipalities going to metered water. I would love. So next time I bump into a cabinet member, I'm going to tell them to talk to Trump. I'd love for them to undo.
You bumping into cabinet members a lot? Is this happening frequently for you?
No, I bump into cabinets a lot, but I don't bump into cabinet members too much. But
I'm like, I think our circles look a little bit the same, and I've never bumped into a cabinet cabinet member.
Yeah, you're right. Julie and I have had this phrase a lot lately. There's a club, and we're not in it.
There is a club in East Idaho. That's for certain.
That is true.
It's for reals.
We're not in it.
I don't want to be in it. And I say that with complete honesty.
I don't either.
I don't want to be in it. But
it
exists, and we feel the pain from it sometimes.
Yeah, it's Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I do want to talk so much more about it, but I probably will not.
You know what we're going to talk about before we take a break?
What?
We're going to talk about Grand Peaks Prime Meats.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Grilling. Air frying.
You did it.
Yeah, I did.
So good.
It is very, very good. Mm-hmm. They've got hot wings. They've got steak bites. You can make your own steak bites, too. Just get a steak from Grand Peaks, cube it up, put some butter on it, whatever.
Obscene amounts of butter and garlic.
Yeah. I don't know if there can be too much. Mm-hmm. Maybe a vat is a little too much, or 55-gallon barrel might be a little too much. But put a lot of butter, season it up with whatever you like, and throw it in the air fryer for literally just a few minutes, and it's done. Mm-hmm. Totally worth getting the high-quality meat because they've made it simple for you. At gpprimemeats.com, you can do all of your ordering there. You can also call them. The number's right there on the website. You can give them a call. They'll help you. It's great customer service. I want to remind everybody that they do have delivery in the Idaho Falls area for free if you spend more than $75. So fill up your freezer and get it delivered. And if you do live outside of the Idaho Falls area, they will deliver for a small surcharge. Okay, GP Prime Meats. Tell them that Neal and Julie sent you. We're not in the club. That club. But our club's pretty cool, though. Our club is pretty cool. We got our own little clubhouse right here. I would bet you if we asked our audience, would you rather be in our club or their club? Mm-hmm. We'd win that one. I think so, too. All right, we'll be back. Owen Effens, when we return, he's performing on Studio 4 Covers this morning. And welcome back. It is 8:38 now on News Talk 1079 on this Friday morning, and we're super excited. It's Studio 4 cover session time, and Owen Effens joins us in studio this morning. Owen, good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm doing swell. How about yourself?
Good. Doing great. You're senior at Rigby High School.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about you and your background and plans and all of that.
Yeah, so, I've been singing for a good chunk of time, I'd say. Yeah. Since I was born, even in the cradle and stuff. But right now I'm going to Rigby High School. Okay. I'm in SOS. Yeah. It's a great singing group. I think that's why I'm here today. So
yeah, we've had a few performers come from that group.
Yeah.
Always impressed by it.
A lot of talented people in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little bit about myself is I've just kind of, I don't know, just a lot of guitar.
Yeah,
that's really it.
You like music a lot.
I love music.
And that's great. And social media, because a lot of times listeners hear performances and they're like, I want to hear more of that. So how do people find you on social media?
Yeah, so I'm not like an avid social media, person, but I do have a Spotify and stuff and Apple Music, so you can check that out at just Owen Effens.
Yeah.
But, if you want to go look at my old stuff, it's also Owen Effens.
Yeah. So another competition we've had is the Gem State Singers at the Eastern Idaho State Fair. You've been involved with that, too.
Yeah. So I think last year I won.
Good.
So, that was fun. I sang Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson.
Oh, nice. And, okay. Well, good. Now, tell us about the what you've chosen to perform for us today.
Yeah, the song's, called Honey Jars by John Bryce Appleby. It's a very personal song. It's very emotional for me. It's about or I dedicate the song to my grandma that passed. But it's just about a old husband who has lost his wife and is just learning to accept it and just going through life. So
okay, well, I've never heard. I can't wait to hear the song after that intro. So, all right, Owen Effens performing this morning. Go ahead.
All right. I pick up a broken comb, run it through my thin grey hair. Though I don't have any plans tonight, I'm not going anywhere. Guess I should have seen this coming. I don't know why I'm surprised. Every vessel on its way down takes with it the captain's life. Though I'm blind, my dear, I see the parade goes on without me. My body aches, my mind it weeps. Oh, for you, oh, for you. Now I'm locked outside my building. I guess I must have lost the key. So I'll just sit here on the sidewalk, let the snow fall on my knees. And if I made it to a payphone, I don't know who I would call. So for now I'll close my eyes and rest my crooked back against the wall. I've read that old man will see visions, young men will follow dreams. And I believed it when I read it. I see your face in everything. And now your honey jars are frozen, and in the window your books have browned. And there's too much room inside our bed. I think I'll join you in the ground. Though I'm blind, my dear, I see the parade goes on without me. My body aches, my mind it weeps. Oh, for you, oh, for you, oh, for you. Oh, for you.
Owen Uffins. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you.
voice. I know you were struggling with a cold, but you sounded amazing.
Thank you so much.
Any upcoming gigs? I forgot to ask you that earlier.
I honestly, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to give you the chance if you did. So yeah. Well, Owen, thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right, you can find him on Spotify. It's 8:45 now on News Talk 107.9. It's 8:49 now on News Talk 107.9. Positive listener reviews for Owen.
Wow,
coming in,
so
and
many.
His performance. So good job, Owen.
My favorite is his dad. I think it's his dad weighing in, saying how good he is on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
As you should, Dad.
Yes.
You be as proud as you can possibly be today.
See, you don't disclose that part of it. Yeah.
We also got a text from somebody that said, Owen's a great kid, too, not just a great voice, which is good to hear.
Oh, that's who I thought you were referring to.
No,
So,
no. That one was on our text line. So.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, very nice. Very nice. Always fun to have Friday mornings.
Oh, it's such a reprieve. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, Julie, I think, and we'll wait until the next hour to do this, it is the Holy War tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And while, I mean, my daughter went to BYU, my dad went to BYU. I, however, am a rock-solid Idaho State Bengals fan. So I will not say I'm like super partial to this. I probably lean toward BYU, to be honest with you, just because, family connection.
Okay. I'll take the U then.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
we can have opposing sides.
Okay, now, there was no necessity for you to take the opposite position. I was not introducing that for rivalry purposes. However, that's perfectly fine. But it's been fun to watch BYU this year, and I have watched probably more BYU football these first 6 games than any other BYU season. They had a double overtime game last week.
That was great.
In Arizona. Went pretty late, and it was rain delayed, or lightning delayed, I should say. And and BYU barely squeaked that out, but they did end up winning. So I'm probably a little more interested in this year's Holy War, just because I've been following the Cougars a little more closely this time around. And when I teased this at the beginning of the show, someone just definitively texted in, BYU will win. Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, that's great, but I appreciate. I'm actually curious, more than me picking a team or you reflexively picking the opposite team. I'm interested if our audience tips red or tips blue. Like, I'd like to know who they're rooting for, the Utes or the Cougars, and whatever else you want to say. So we may do that. I don't think that's going to be the phone-in flash poll that we'll have today, but we'll have an opportunity for our listeners to text in, and then we'll just tally it up from that. And I'm curious to see which. Do you think our audience is more Ute or more Cougar?
Oh, Cougar.
You think it'll be
100%.
Cougar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right. So
I did some searching today because this game has garnered a lot of attention. I sent Neal an X that at least yesterday or the day before, the ticket prices for the Holy War game were the highest in the nation.
Yeah.
There wasn't another game occurring this weekend that had higher prices than the Holy War.
Yeah.
So huge game. It's gotten a lot of extra talk on ESPN, especially the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
I think David Portnoy's going to be there. So if you're in the sports world, both of those names mean something to you. And so I went looking for memes because the comedy material is endless here.
Oh yeah, it's fun to watch.
So I saw one that was trying to be ultra serious, and it said, "Be watching for special hand signals by the fans over at the Holy War game." And then they showed the hand signal that the BYU fans would be using, which is making a U out of your fingers and turning it upside down.
Oh, like a horns down?
Yes, but it's a U down.
Okay.
Then it said on the Ute side, their special hand signal is the middle finger.
You know what? In my mind, I knew that's exactly where this was headed. Do you remember a few years back, the BYU quarterback, after the game, I don't even remember who won that year, but he said, "I hate the Utah fan." Like, it was very non-BYU.
Wasn't a whole lot of love and compassion going on there.
Brother quarterback there probably, doesn't talk that way all the time. But, man, he did in that press conference. And he's like, "They're the worst. I hate."
Brother quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember what his name was, so,
Elder so-and-so.
Yeah. Yeah. Elder shotgun. That's what we'll call him. But I would also say this, though. If you are a Utah Ute fan, but a member of the faith, does it irritate you that you pay tithing that goes to BYU?
I think so.
Probably.
When I say that the ticket prices are that high, there's a reason.
Yeah.
My daughter lives in Highland, Utah. Didn't go to BYU. She danced for UVU. But lived in BYU housing.
Yeah.
I
didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can. The rivalry runs steep.
Yeah.
And she has a very good friend who danced with her, and the whole family is U of U. And it is clash of the titans between them and some of their neighbors.
Yeah. Okay. So can I add a little spice to this? And again, have a little time to think about it. We've had a few people text in. But let's hold off because Julie and I would like all the texts to be in one long consecutive screen. So if you'll wait unless you're going to leave the show, then we'll
try to go back and catch it.
But I'd like them to text in who they want to have win, and they also have to text in the nicest thing they can say about the opposing team.
This is like primary. You're going to force them to be good.
I am. You have to say something nice about the opposition. So,
okay.
And I have a feeling we'll get a few
maybe not so nice,
interesting responses to that. So, yeah. I remember one year we happened to be in Utah for some reason. We were down there over the weekend and went into a Costco, and everybody was in either red or blue. I'm like, what's going on? And then I realized, it's Holy War weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And it shocked me, the participation level in Utah along the Wasatch Front. Almost everyone was in either decked out blue or decked out red. Like
choosing a color.
I was a little surprised by that, which it was fun. I mean, it was a good thing. Someone said, I can't stand BYU sports. They have the worst fans in the nation. They wanted Sean Bradley to be excommunicated for going pro early. Okay, I think the instruction was to say something nice. Maybe that is the nicest thing they can.
Well, the one directly underneath that is lots of people wonder how Jim McMahon maintained the BYU moral code.
I'm thinking that comment may contain a false assumption.
Did he?
Did he? Yeah, that's funny. So, yeah.
It'll be great. For those wondering, it's at BYU.
Yeah.
That's where the game is.
It's in Provo, and I still haven't gotten an answer here yet. BYU's got a better record, 6-0. I think Utes are 5-1. BYU's ranked higher. They're both in the top 25. BYU's ranked higher, and it's in Provo. But the odds makers are saying Utah has a 60% chance of winning this. So I wonder what goes into that, because all the other, at least really apparent indicators are that BYU's the better team in terms of ranking, game location, whatever. So I'm curious why it. And I haven't looked it up on AI yet. I'm sure AI could probably.
I'm sure it could too. No matter what, I think it's going to be super close.
I do too.
Probably within 3 points, maybe one score.
Yeah. You know what? And I will say this, because like I said, I do not follow this stuff game by game. However, the history between these two, there is a history of some just flat out crazy things happening in this game.
Well, I had a news read a couple of days ago about the guy who got arrested for making the social media threats for people who were going to cheer, I think for people who were going to cheer against BYU.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was threatening to kill people.
Oh, that's right. That he was going to show up and shoot people in red. So
yes.
Does that mean he was a BYU fan? Like that's
people are crazy.
That is against the honor code. All right. We'll take a break. Hour 2 coming up on News Talk 107.9. Okay, welcome back. It's hour 2. For those of you who went to BYU or the U. My question is, who do you want? Is there a word?
To get the W.
The W. Yes, high five. That was good. That was a joint effort there. So welcome back. 208-542-1079. All right, let's do this real quick. We have lots of politics to talk about, including the Miyares-Jones debate. AOC and Bernie had a joint appearance on cable news overnight. We'll get to some of that as well. However, I think it would be good entertainment to take just a couple of minutes here at the beginning of the show. And for those of you who are interested and you have a vested interest in how the Holy War game turns out tomorrow, text in who you want to see win and something nice about the opponent's fans or the opponents. So, all right, is that fair?
It's fair.
All right. The Stones Automotive Group call and text line 208-542-1079.
We have one, and it's actually a really nice thing. It
Okay.
says, I want BYU to win, and I think they will squeak it out. Best thing I can say about you is that they have a former Rigby High School player on their team. He plays a lot. His name is Togiai, I believe is how you say that.
Togiai, yep.
Yeah, I think his number is 73. He's on the offensive line. That was a nice thing to say about the U of U.
That is. Okay, so we'll wait and see what gets sent in. 208-542-1079. Who do you want to have win the Holy War, and something nice about the opponent?
Somebody else said, go Cougars. Nicest thing, I look good in red.
That's funny. Someone said, BYU, red looks good on the field. So that's pretty funny. So, okay, so we'll wait for those to come in. Julie, BYU, U of U fans are awesome.
Wait, that was really nice of them.
That wasn't even backhanded.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was no hint of sarcasm or anything.
See, I want sarcasm and snark and backhanded compliments. Those are. You said another one. Red is a nice color. Someone said, I want Utah to win. They'll win by 14. BYU fans smell nice usually.
Most of them aren't drunk either. So there's a
that's true.
You're not going to get beer spilt on you at this game.
True. U of U, and the nice thing, BYU loses gracefully.
I don't know if that's always true.
Yeah. Someone said, even though I am LDS, my favorite football team every week is whoever is playing BYU. Something nice about BYU fans, they're always so happy when the team loses.
There's your snark.
Yeah, right. I'm a BYU fan, but I think the Utes will win. So, okay. This is interesting.
Should we make a bet? Look, I don't really care, but I could take the Utes if you want to take BYU.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll figure out at the commercial break. We'll figure out something too.
So,
wager.
Oh, a wager. Like we're gonna. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the Utes. You take the Cougars.
Okay, and we have to bet something about it. Okay. I know. I will eat hummus.
Okay. What do you want me to eat? No. You cannot put sriracha milk on the table.
I would not make you do that. Nothing that would, what?
I'll take a bite of one of those super nasty beef sticks that you get at the convenience store.
Like a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Like a big bite?
Yeah, I'll do a big bite.
Nothing dainty about this.
Nothing dainty.
Okay. And I get to pick. There are multiple kinds of Slim Jims.
You can do the jalapeno or whatever. I'll survive that.
Okay, they have jalapeno. I don't want it to be hot. I don't want it to be painful. But
you can do it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Okay. We'll see.
All right.
Now, can it be flavored hummus?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Something.
There's really yummy hummus.
Yeah.
Yes. I won't just get the plain with nothing on it. I won't just get ground up chickpeas.
Okay. That would be good.
Okay.
That would be good. This is the weirdest wager in the world, but okay. U of U students don't have to worry about the honor code, so the girls there make much better dates. Okay, we're not going to even go down that path. Utah, something nice about BYU, at least they're not the Dallas Cowboys. Why do they call it the Holy Wars? That's pretty obvious, right? Like it's a religious school in BYU, so it's...
Yeah.
Utah will win. BYU quarterback is amazing to watch. He's really good. He is. That Bear Bachmeier kid has turned out to be... they're even saying, could he be on pace to win a Heisman? Which, that might be a little premature.
I think that's a stretch, but so cool that his name is Bear.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
For a freshman quarterback that showed up in the wake of the Retzlaff guy leaving, I think he's done an amazing job.
Speaking of honor code violations.
Yes, there was that one. I think U of U wins. The best thing I can... Okay, wins. The best thing I can say about BYU is that they took the true blue from Utah State.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing... I think this is our Costco guy.
Okay.
Yeah, and he must have graduated from Utah State.
Okay. All right. Another couple here. Go Cougars. What's the difference between a U of U grad and a large pizza? The large pizza can feed a family of 4. That's terrible. Hilarious, but terrible.
Somebody else. Oh, go ahead.
They ended with this. I just can't say something nice. Not on rivalry weekend. Have to stay in win mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
We always ask people to lean in.
Sure. Yeah. That's a funny joke, too, by the way.
Somebody else said BYU because Utah is closer in distance to Weber State.
I could get behind that. So, yeah. Brigham Young established the U. BYU grew from Brigham Young High. So,
okay. Is that real?
Now, okay.
I didn't know Brigham Young started the...
I was getting ready to... Because I had heard that Brigham Young started the University of Utah.
Okay.
So I was going to make a joke when we opened the show that who do you want to back? The university founded by Brigham Young or the university founded by Brigham Young?
Yeah. Is it real, though? Is that real?
Well, it's conflicted. I asked Copilot. Copilot said, yes, Brigham Young founded University of Utah. And then Copilot later said in a different prompt that, no, Brigham Young did not found the University of Utah.
Okay, well, good.
So I went to ChatGPT. ChatGPT said, no, Brigham Young did not found the University of Utah. And then it gives some history about what happened.
Okay.
So I think that might be a
lore.
The rumors out there. I think he was influential in bringing it to prominence, but it's conflicted over whether or not he actually founded the university or not. So.
Oh. I can't say this. You need to read the joke. I can't say it on air.
Which one?
How can you spot the BYU homecoming queen?
Okay. Everybody is going to want to know the answer to that. I thought you were going to give me...
Now people are going to start sending in their own answers.
The last 4 digits. So, Deseret University. Okay. Oh, that's just rude. That's a little more rude than it is funny, but still kind of funny. Ty, my brother's a U of U fan. My son-in-law is a BYU fan. Keep the peace. So, yeah. All right. I like these. These are good. Keep them coming.
Oh, I like this. Bachmeier's brother was the QB for BSU. He also has an animal name. Tiger, maybe?
Yeah, Tiger Bachmeier.
Yeah. Bachmeier's brother was the QB for BSU for a couple of years. BYU has had an easy schedule to date. These next 2 games will let us know who they really are.
I think that's true. They haven't had the toughest schedule. So, BYU, because it is the only true school.
Utah fans are usually housebroke.
My dad played football with Brigham Young. That's how I know. Brigham Young played defensive line. You guys are great. That's good. Okay, let's shift to politics, Julie. We'll keep the BYU Utah stuff coming. It's fun to sprinkle that in. But we want to talk about last night's debate with Jason Miyares and Jay Jones. Jay Jones is the dude running in Virginia. Is it AG or lieutenant governor?
No, it's the AG case. Jay Jones case.
Okay.
Race. Jay Jones is the AG race.
Okay, so Jay Jones is the Democrat. He's the guy who was messaging back and forth with a political friend and 3 years ago? Something like that. And had a death wish, said he was fine with his political opponent. I mean, bullet to the head, he'd urinate on his grave, was okay if the kids died. I mean, just horrifically bad stuff. And even the friend said, stop. I don't like you talking this way. And he kind of kept going. Anyway, so Jason, this has come to light, and it's become a big part of the campaign, but not just this one. There have been other races and other Democrats running that they've asked, are you going to unendorse Jay Jones? So far, I don't think anybody has unendorsed Jay Jones over this. So here's Miyares. Here's what he had to say about the despicable messages from Jay Jones. Here we go.
Due to Todd Gilbert.
Here we go.
Jay Jones had said that he wanted to piss on the grave of his political opponents. And what did he want to do to Todd Gilbert? 2 bullets to the head. Why? Because he didn't like his politics. What's worse? He wanted Jennifer Gilbert, a mother with 2 small children, ages 2 and 5. He said that he hoped to see their children die in their arms. Why? Because in his own words, he said that pain is the only way that change can occur.
Okay. That's pretty accurate to what Jay Jones said. That's not an exaggeration.
I don't think so at all. And I appreciate that this candidate was defining exactly what the texts were. I think the messaging's been a little lost on this. They've done polling, and there's people in Virginia that don't even know this controversy. It's been lost and hidden.
Yeah, the national media is not covering it at all.
No. And we shouldn't be surprised by that, right?
No.
You don't need to play it. I'll just explain it. But I did send Neal some audio from The View yesterday, and Joy Behar was making the case that only Democrats had called out Jay Jones, that no Republicans had called out Jay Jones. Okay, that's just flat out a lie. And I appreciate this candidate calling him out because it goes against everything that Joy Behar was telling her sycophants.
Okay, I heard this clip. And first of all, it goes without saying that we're denouncing it. You just shot Charlie Kirk. He was one of ours. And you were cheerleading it. Mm-hmm. We're horrified by it. So why would we not denounce Jay Jones talking about killing a Republican? It's bizarre to me what the point that she's trying to make here. Her brain is broken if she truly believes what she's saying.
A little earlier today, I said I felt like a lot of the audio that I sent you last night had an overarching theme. And the overarching theme that I could see in last night's audio was that people can blatantly lie in their jobs.
Yeah.
And no one calls them on it. That is a blatant lie by Joy Behar.
We'll just play it. Joy Behar, you're also going to hear the voice of Alyssa Farah in here as well because, let's see, The View. Alyssa Farah's trying to make a point too.
Because what's come up in this conversation is this individual, Jay Jones, who's running for Attorney General in Virginia. He's about a 36-year-old man running for Attorney General who had some leaked text messages come out where he aspired to violence against Republicans. I don't know why it's hard for people, and I'm not this table.
I saw that.
Let me just say this.
But only Democrats denounced him, no Republicans.
But he's a Democrat.
Yeah,
that's my
point.
The
Democrats denounced him.
Yeah. But if I can finish my point, all right. Denounce both. We don't.
Okay, here's the issue. Of course, every Republican would denounce him, but that doesn't get elevated because it's a Republican denouncing a Democrat. Mm-hmm. The important news story would be Democrats denouncing other Democrats. And I don't know what denounce actually means in the context of a... Yeah, I would say, can you denounce but still endorse? I mean, that's the line that, what's her name, who's running for governor? Yeah, Abigail Spanberger. She's trying to walk that line. I denounce what he said, but I won't unendorse him. Mm-hmm. How can that even coexist?
Is that denouncing? Yeah, I think that's a great question. I didn't even think about that. I was taking it from how ludicrous Joy Behar was to think that, well, of course we're doing the right thing and Republicans aren't.
She's implying that Republicans are supporting what he said, and that's stupid.
It's so dumb. It's an outright lie, and it's just a way for her to virtue signal again that the Democrats are always perfect because Joy Behar believes they are. I honestly believe Joy Behar in her heart feels like this violence is fine.
Well, I think so too. And to go back to your initial point here, which is Democrats just lie, I think that's true. They don't think of it as lying because in Joy's mind, every scenario, every talking point, every situation where they talk politics, which is a lot, it's how can I make the Republicans look bad? How can I turn this against Donald Trump? How do I, the truth becomes a casualty of that kind of thing. You don't care if it's true or not. You don't care if you're characterizing it accurately to your millions of people listening. What you care about is that your comment harms your political opponent. And that, to me, is a hallmark of a pretty small mind to try and navigate it like that. And even Whoopi, along with Alyssa, they're saying, yeah, but he's a Democrat. So what?
Yeah, what is your even point here?
Yeah, what's your point here? Mm-hmm. And I think even she kind of got caught off guard, and she's like, Well, my point is I have to make Republicans look bad with every syllable that tumbles out of my mouth.
Trump bad, Republicans bad. That's the overarching theme all the time.
Yeah, it is. So let's get to the Jay Jones clip. This is how he handled it last night.
You're also going to hear from my opponent about text messages that I sent that I deeply, deeply regret. Let me be very clear. I am ashamed. I am embarrassed. And I'm sorry. I am sorry to Speaker Gilbert. I'm sorry to his family. I'm sorry to my family. And I'm sorry to every single Virginian.
Okay, so I do have a problem with this. It's not an extended clip, but he never says what he did was wrong. He says he's embarrassed. He says he's ashamed. Valid. I hope they're real. I'm not going to question for him. I hope it's real, that those are actual real emotions. But he never admits that it was wrong.
Yeah.
And unless somewhere in a clip you can tell me that this man has said what he has done is wrong, I think he believes it was justified. Just like I said about Joy Behar, that I think that she feels like this violence against Republicans is justified. Yeah. I believe this man feels exactly the same way.
I think you're right about that. He might say those things, but my whole thing is the context of public sorrow is really important. And would he be sorrowful if political power was not on the line? Is he sorrowful for his own soul becoming so dark? Or is he sorrowful because he's got to win back some of the independent voters that he's trying to reach? I think all the evidence points to he knows this issue is an existential threat to him becoming the attorney general in Virginia. And so he has to say these things. There's no evidence outside of that would indicate that he's actually sorrowful for what he said or what he believes.
Yeah, as far as we have seen, the person who released the text messages didn't release text messages that maybe followed up a day or two later where that says something like, hey, man, I'm sorry, I had a couple of drinks. I shouldn't have said those things. I was completely out of line. We don't have any indication that kind of conversation happened. So he's not ashamed or sorrowful until he got caught.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. You're right. And so the polling, though, is looking pretty good for Republicans in this race.
It's getting better day by day.
Like 2.5 weeks to go now. And Winsome Sears is within the margin of error. Mm-hmm. In this particular AG's race, I believe Miaras is leading by a point or two. I mean, it's getting very, very close. So we'll see. We'll see. This could be a very interesting outcome here.
I would love to know the private conversations between Jay Jones and Spanberger, because they ran a campaign together. Yeah. Their merch has both their names on it. They were doing campaign stops together, commercials together, and then these text messages get linked. That leaves her out to dry.
Yeah, well, it does. That's true. And that would be interesting to have that. All right, we're going to break 9:27. On News Talk 107.9. If you'd like to reach the program on the Stones Automotive Group call and text line, that number's 208-542-1079.
Okay, so we've been corrected by people on Facebook and on the text line. Hank Bachmeier is the one who played for BSU for a couple of years. Tiger Bachmeier
is the brother on BYU.
Yes. Yeah. So both of them are on BYU.
I was not a Bachmeier expert. I knew Tiger was the brother with BYU, but and then there's the Aardvark Bachmeier that got adopted a few years ago.
He had red hair and he just didn't belong.
Aardvark. What's wrong with me?
I don't know. I sent Neal just a story just so that he could roll his eyes as hard as he possibly could. It was a headline by NBC. They actually ran this story yesterday. They ran a story saying that Black people are finally allowed to enjoy elite sports like scuba diving, golf, and skydiving.
Wait. Do you know the names of any elite scuba divers or skydivers?
None.
Okay.
None.
This is stupid. This is such a stupid discussion.
And so I sent back, remember, those are the 3 sports they listed: skydiving, scuba diving, and golf. And I sent back, except for that pesky guy called Tiger.
Right. Another guy named Tiger.
Only the best golfer to ever exist.
I am so... They cannot not racify everything.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a Timberline today?
I can wait because I can do 4 tomorrow. So we did 3 with this week. I can do 4 next week and we'll be done. The punchline for the BYU joke was something like, it's the one grazing on the field.
Yeah.
That's how you tell who the homecoming queen is. It's the one grazing on the field, which there's a lot of BYU jokes like that. But the reality is those girls, there's a whole subset of girls at BYU that are absolutely gorgeous. So it doesn't really hold water, but people can get a laugh out of it.
Okay, here we go. We'll go back in. I'm going to do CNS. 9:31 News Talk 107.9. The message is for former nuclear workers here in Idaho. If you worked at the Idaho National Lab or at a uranium site, you may qualify for compensation of up to $400,000 and no-cost health care benefits through a federal program called EOPA. EOPA stands for the Energy Employees Occupational Illness Compensation Program Act. It was created to help energy workers who got sick from exposures to things like radiation, asbestos, or beryllium. The program provides both financial compensation and full medical benefits to cover things like in-home care, prescriptions, medical supplies, and even equipment. And that's where CNS Cares comes in. They're a local, trusted home health care provider. They know the program inside and out, and that's how they're going to help you, guide you every single step of the way, from confirming your eligibility to filing your claim to providing in-home care and medical supplies and even caregiver support for family members. With their team by your side, you don't have to take on the federal paperwork all alone. So don't wait. Talk to CNS Cares. Find out what benefits you may be entitled to. You can learn more at cnscares.com or call 208-271-5018. That's 208-271-5018. Who you choose matters. Talk to the team who cares. That's CNS Cares. All right, let's go to the phones, Julie. Caller, how are you today?
Hey, good morning.
Hi.
Did you guys see where President Trump was predicting that the shutdown is likely to end? That Chuck Schumer and the Democrats were waiting until after this weekend because of the big No Kings rally.
Yep.
They didn't want to do any poo-poo on that. Any predictions on what the turnout's going to be like in Pocatello? And Idaho Falls. I even seen one there's in Arco. And then last night on yeah. And then last night on Facebook, I seen where our very own Carol Honus was trying to rabble-rouse one in Blackfoot, unfortunately. Yeah, very disappointed in her after watching her for years. But anyway, any predictions?
Three people at the Arco one.
Which that's half the town. So, no, we love Arco. I'm surprised.
Arco's great.
Please, somebody who lives there, please take pictures and send them to us.
Yeah, if it really is happening.
I would love to see.
I may drive over. I'll load the dog up and put her MAGA scarf on that she has and drive over just to see it.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
No. In terms of predictions, I think it's going to be sizable in Idaho Falls, and they'll bring out some people in Pocatello. That's interesting. That my brain is still trying to process Arco here for just a moment. As for the thing with Carol Honus, I saw the same thing. There's a lot of chatter about that. And Julie and I have talked about this. Carol Honus is spending, she built so much goodwill over the years at Local News 8, and she is spending that as fast as she possibly can. And
wandering it.
It is so strange to me because I mean, I've seen her social media. She hates Trump. She is so anti-Trump, and she worked really hard to try to pass Prop 1. It failed spectacularly. She led some of the discussions with the panic tour, the Save Our Schools thing, not $1 more, that whole thing. And now she's getting involved in the. I mean, I don't know. Does she realize the Communist Party is sponsoring these No Kings protests? Like, I don't like. It's just weird to me.
Maybe she does realize that, and it's just been in line with where she's been all along. And I agree. Everybody had a warm fuzzies about her, but I think that veneer is wearing off, unfortunately. But great show today. Thanks for all the BYU jokes. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thank you for the call. 208-542-1079.
It is interesting that there's so much backing by certain people of the No Kings protest when a lot of the basis of the No Kings protest actually doesn't align with the name of the protest.
Right.
You're angry at Trump because he is pro-Israel, anti-Palestine. Well, he just ended that war. And now the Palestinians are dying at the hands of terrorists.
Yeah.
So I want to know where those people are. Again, not a king-like thing to do, right?
Yeah, right.
If you were trying to conquer the world with the help of Netanyahu, you wouldn't have ended this war. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one, he's calling for peace in the streets, offering the National Guard, stopping illegal drugs and criminals from crossing our border. You would think he would use those criminals if he wanted to be the king. He'd have them tucked in his pocket to get away with stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't hold water. There's been plenty of times where he has reduced the size of government versus grow the size of government. Mm-hmm. If you're a king, you want this court around you that's taking care of everything for you.
Yeah.
He is not doing that.
He's a libertarian king.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. That's impossible, but whatever. No, but you're right. Like, one of his big things was to come in and dramatically cut the size of government. Kings don't do that.
No.
Kings like to grow the government power. It doesn't resonate logically. Mm-hmm. And that's the important thing you have to remember here. This is not a group based in logic. They're based in emotion. And they get all revved up because they live in their information silo. And the social media, we've talked about this before too. The social media accounts they follow get rewarded with more of it because that's what they're watching. And after a while, there is so much bias reinforcement. You think that's what the world is. Mm-hmm. And so they've been told over and over and over again, Donald Trump's a king. He's a fascist. He's a dictator. He's an authoritarian. He's a king. He's a king. He's a king. I could sit here. If I said it long enough, Julie, you'd start to believe it, especially if I made up evidence about it. And so, yeah, I think when you see these people showing up with these signs, and furthermore, I saw a meme that I thought was really pretty thoughtful, contrasting this whole No Kings thing that we're seeing right now to how the Democrats got Kamala into the position of being the nominee, and how they say they're standing up for democracy. Nobody voted for Kamala to be the nominee. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a primary. Mm-hmm. I mean, that if there's anything you want to look at that's anti-democracy, look at how the Democrats got their nominee last year. That's a seminar in non-democracy.
Right. You're right. What we're lacking here is logic.
Yeah.
There's a loss of logic in the thought process by those who believe the phraseology "No Kings" applies to Donald Trump. They're just parroting what they're hearing. They have no ability for independent thought. And I had a podcaster who has purple hair who told me this is what's happening. So this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, how about exercising some willpower and actually stretching your thoughts?
Yeah. No, I agree. You know, they got rid of all the King's stores. So
they're my favorite place to get back to school supplies.
There are no Kings left anymore. Let's go to the phones.
Is there not a King's? Did we do this once? Did they close the Kings in Rigby?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
I think it's now a Family Dollar or something.
Okay.
I think. Let's go to the phones. Hi, caller. How are you today? Oh, they hung up. We'll go to this one. Caller, go ahead.
How are you?
Good, good. What's up?
Good. I just want to talk about Carol Honus for a minute. I know Carol fairly well, and I had the pleasure of coaching her sons in basketball. She's an amazing person, a great lady. And, Pam Bondi said something the other day. She, when she was, over the committee, and she said, I wish you loved your state as much as you hate Trump. And I think sometimes it's not even that people may not share the correct views or the views that I do, but they hate Trump so much that they're willing to overlook anything that he's done good, and they want him out so bad. And so I think it's a lot of just hate for Trump more so than anything else. But as far as Carol, I disagree with pretty much everything that she says, but I think a lot of us in this community can agree she's done a hell of a lot for our community, and she's a great person. And
okay, but
that's where I stand with it.
And I wouldn't disagree with you. I mean, she has been a fixture in East Idaho, but this is what she's putting forward now. And I feel like it's unraveling so much of that goodwill that she spent years building and unraveling it fast. And to me, that's what's really sad here is I think we've always known Carol at most is kind of a moderate. And I sat with a panel on her when they were doing CEI, when they were deciding whether or not to turn iTech into CEI, and we had interviewed Carol before and really liked her. And I would agree that she's done a lot in terms of work to charitable type stuff. And I don't know why now she is actually damaging that legacy and reputation that she was destined to have. And that, to me, is what's really sad.
It's the disdain for Trump, and that's what I'm talking about. I think it drives people to the furthest, most left position they can. I think it's just the utter hate for Trump.
Yeah.
If it was somebody else, I don't think they go to that extreme. There's just people that hate Trump so much that they go so far left, and that's my point with it is it's not even the policies or procedures. It's the person. They hate Trump so bad, it changes everything they've done. And she's making withdrawals on all the deposits she's done. But, I have a hard time with anything other than good things to say about Carol stuff.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the call. 208-542-1079.
I hope people who are involved in Carol's life and feel differently than her are as generous to her as this caller was. Because it would be unexpected result for people to not be as generous.
Yeah.
We really do live in a what have you done for me lately society. I'm not saying that's a correct way to live.
Right.
But it's a very natural way that we exist in this culture. And so people will easily forget these kind community oriented things that she did when she is attaching herself to things that I think most people feel are extreme and a little bit useless. You definitely have the right to exercise your free speech. I'm not sure what you're accomplishing.
Yeah.
When that effort could be given to something else. I mean, this is my issue with the Save Our Schools thing that she moderated and went around and spent all those nights doing. It's law. It's passed.
Yeah.
Why don't we work to make sure our schools get better instead of complaining about a law?
Yeah. Right.
Imagine if she'd put that time towards enriching an elementary school in her neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. I know. It just is, to me, and I also think in reference to that last caller, and I don't want to minimize his point, but when you know someone personally, then and you've had good, positive interactions with them, you do offer them grace, and you do. But how many people in East Idaho have that? Her relationship, her goodwill is built in the persona that she has among a broadcast audience. It's not that personal one-on-one. And so to me, I look at it and I'm like, it's just sad. It is really sad because she has done a lot. She's done a lot of positive, and I think she's just spending that goodwill so quickly.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to one more call before the break. Go ahead, caller. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What's up?
Well, I want to get back to the discussion with the mayoral race. I think if if the voters would educate themselves, Jeff would have a greater chance. Most of the current mayor and Lisa is based on following Agenda 2030, United Nations Agenda 2030. The metering of the water, that's part of it. Common Core, that's in the 2030 agenda. And they've been following this and adopted it in this 15-minute city for a number of years now. If you ask them what the ROI or the return on investment for these water meters, if you recall, it started out as around $70 million, $72 million to put these meters in. It's now over $120 million. So it's not in your lifetime or my lifetime are we going to see a return on the investment on this. And I know a very prominent businessman and family here in Idaho Falls that lives in Ammon. They had to stop taking showers but once a week because their bill for water is over $400 a month. And I don't think that's attainable when you got people that can hardly afford housing in this city. Right now we got tons of apartment buildings, and a majority of it is still unrented. And they're, $2,000, I think, is the cheapest I've seen for renting an apartment. And most people, young kids, can't afford that. And then the top putting a charge on water, it's just like our meters for our electric meters. They put those meters that are made in China. They're the electronic meters that constantly send a signal out to the power companies telling you what your power usage is and what you're using it for. They cause fires, and people don't understand that. And fire departments have been told, don't report fires from meters. And there have been a number of instances where there's house fires with related to these meters. So it's all part of United Nations Agenda 2030. If people would educate themselves, maybe we'd have a better turnout than about 9,000 people to come out for voting.
Well, I thank you for the call. We are up against the clock. There's a lot to unpack there. So we'll come back after the break on News Talk 107.9. Hi, Facebook. How are you? So sometimes Julie and I, we learn to be ventriloquists, and we can talk without really moving our lips.
Did you used to try to do that when you were a kid? Like you would sit and practice it. I used to sit and practice it. I know I can do this. I know I can do this.
And they still have ventriloquists, but they're not nearly as prominent as they used to be. Mm-hmm. Jeff Dunham. Mm-hmm. But is there another comedian that's a ventriloquist?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I used to practice that. And the ventriloquist dummies were so scary back then.
Yeah, that's true. They look creepy. There have been horror movies based on ventriloquists. Was Chucky a ventriloquist?
No, doll.
Just a doll, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you know the comedian Matt Rife?
Yeah.
All right, I covered on Rise and Crime a death that happened. The Annabelle doll, which is actually the Raggedy Ann doll, but they couldn't use Raggedy Ann because it's trademarked.
Yeah.
So it's the Annabelle doll that they've made all those haunted movies about, all those horror movies about.
Yeah.
Well, it actually belonged to a family, and then they were touring with it this summer, and a man mysteriously died who was part of the tour. So that's why I covered it on Rise and Crime. Well, since then, Matt Rife has purchased all of it. Matt Rife is now the owner of the Annabelle doll.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Kind of crazy. He's got to be doing something with it. He's got to be in the works of opening a museum or something.
Yeah. Wow. That's wild. Okay, we had advanced windows.
Okay. We got a text about this earlier, so I can say that as part of the...
Oh, we did?
Mm-hmm. Somebody who was going to call him.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought from...
Not from them.
Alex or them. Yeah.
On the Utah Holy War, I was looking for memes, and... somebody said, why is there not a trophy for the Holy War? They still haven't established one.
Yeah.
So they were like, why not a set of golden plates? I said, why not an Ark and a Covenant?
Right.
Like there would be so many.
That's funny.
A white handkerchief.
Right. This could go anywhere. Okay, let me get the script for this.
All right, you guys, we're going to be at Boo at the Zoo.
Oh, yeah, we should mention that on there, too.
Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, in my witch's hat. What did you decide you're going to wear?
I don't know. I think I might be a slightly overweight, middle-aged man who doesn't like to have cold ears. I think. No, I'm just kidding.
With a penchant for vests.
Yes, I might. Yeah. I might be Dracula.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
All right, 9:52. Are your windows leaking air? Are they discolored or warping? Maybe you see some condensation between the window panes. Before winter arrives, it's time to replace those old windows, and that's where Advanced Window Products come in. They're a top-rated replacement window company in Idaho, and they are from start to finish, A to Z. They manufacture their own windows. They install the windows, they guarantee the windows, and they have a lifetime guarantee, Julie.
Earlier, we got a text from somebody saying, hey, what's the number to that Windows company? So I'm going to give that right now. We'll give it again at the end as well. But 208-852-8685. Again, 208-852-8685. That person was saying, hey, I can't quite afford it right now, but I want to know more about this company. So what's their name and give me their number? So I sent it back and I said, hey, call anyway. Because here's what they will do. They will come out and they will do the evaluation on your house. You don't have to buy the windows because they come out and do that evaluation.
Yeah.
That will give you a good idea of the cost that it's going to be, how many windows you will need to replace. So if you are going to pay for it out of pocket, you then can be saving that money and have it done next spring, maybe.
Yeah.
Or they also have financing plans. So they could talk to you about that, and maybe you can have those windows replaced far sooner than you expected.
So you can save thousands of dollars. When you purchase 10 windows or more, they'll even prorate the savings if you need fewer than 10. Call them today, 208-852-8685. That's 208-852-8685. Or you can go to advancedwindows.com. So, Julie, we have a call. I want to take this call really quick, but we don't have a ton of time. Caller, what's on your mind today?
Hey, I just had a rebuttal about that guy that was calling about the water meters and rates in Ammon. And, I'll just give you a heads up. And it's fact that the water rate in Ammon is $32. And that's the dollar per thousand. So if that guy knows somebody that had to quit taking showers because their bill is $400 a month, they're taking some pretty long showers. And maybe they have a huge yard and they're watering their lawn, but, they're just trying to make it so we're not like other places in the country that have water shortages, because there's a lot more people around here than there ever has been sucking water out of the aquifer. So,
yeah. No, and you know what? I mean, you're right. When he said that, I thought, okay, I don't know of any prominent businessmen that can't afford to take a shower every day. So, and it's $1 per 1,000 gallons?
Yes, in Ammon it is.
Okay, so that is literally a penny every 10 gallons.
Yeah.
So a shower might be 2 cents.
Yeah, or
maybe 3 cents.
Or even if it was a dollar, and you use 1,000 gallons, that's a long shower. But
I too was skeptical of that claim. I will say. So anyway, thank you for the call. There's more we could unpack about the meters catching on fire, all of that. But we don't have enough time here. We'll be back. It's 9:55. It's my fault. So when you start a second music bed, it doesn't fade the other one, so you get double sometimes.
What does it cost to get a shower at a truck stop? Like $2.50 or something?
Something like that.
I mean, if you're paying 78 cents for your shower at home.
Yeah. You're not paying 78 cents for your shower at home.
I mean,
I bet a shower. How long does your shower last, Julie?
Okay, so here's my issue: is I start my shower and then I fill up my water while it's getting warm. So I could lessen that time in there. But my shower every morning before work, because it's shorter than like if I'm washing my hair or something.
Yeah.
But my shower every morning before work is probably about 7-ish minutes.
I bet you don't use more than 2 or 3 gallons a minute. So that's 21 gallons. It's like 2 or 3 cents if you're in Ammon. And that's what we're talking about. he's not showering because of water costs.
Well, also, even prominent businessmen make choices about where they spend their money.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be the thing I'd cut.
No, I don't want stinky kids. I don't want...
We'd eat potatoes a couple of nights a week before we stopped showering.
Here's the thing. You wouldn't live in that community.
No, if you're a prominent businessman, you'd sell that home and move into Idaho Falls.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to willingly become Stinky McStinkerson / business executive.
Somebody says, I live in Ammon. I have 3/4 of an acre for a yard, which is pretty big.
Yeah.
I also work for a fertilizer company. So my water bill in the summertime ranges about $220 because I'm not going to let my yard be destroyed by their water prices. So they actually water a lot.
Yeah. Here we go. So the red tag sale going on right now at Clayton Homes. It's the best time of year to buy your dream home. For a limited time, they're slashing prices and offering you the chance to save thousands on select in-stock homes. These are move-in ready homes with unbelievable markdowns, but only while supplies last. Maybe you need more space, maybe you're downsizing, maybe you're finally ready for that first home. Whatever the story is, now's the time, and here's the best part. The homes are designed with energy efficiency in mind, and that means staying warm and cozy this winter and comfortable all year long while lowering your energy bills. Going on now at Clayton Homes and online at theredtagsale.com. Terms and conditions can be found there at theredtagsale.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes retailers through December 31st. All right, that's going to do it for the show today. Have a wonderful weekend, and Julie and I will be back on Monday.